Hey guys, I'm Roman and I'm the founder at Ours.
And I'm Ram, I'm the lead designer here at Ours.
Today we're going to talk to you about the recent spring summer collections that we dropped and give you a little bit more insight and BTS on all of it. I guess that's a good place to start because we internally know, but we don't really ever publicly explain it to everybody. We have 4 different product lines. We have our blanks collection, our signature collection, the graphics, and the accessories. And typically each season, so spring, summer, and fall, winter, we would drop a collection in each one of those product pillars. And we just wrapped up doing all 4 for the spring, summer. So is that the best way to talk about it? Am I missing anything, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to kind of explain the structure that we have for the collections. 4 pillars, as Roman said. The goal with all our collections is that our customer can kind of pick and choose from each of the pillars and create a unique outfit. As you can see, the different types of clothing we have here behind us.
I would say blanks would be your foundational clothing pieces. So that would kind of serve as your base. The signature pieces are more of the statement pieces. So you would kind of layer that in to elevate your fit. The graphics are for those, it's just our blanks, but with different seasonal graphics that we do, depending on what we're inspired by. And you kind of just top it off with the accessories. So whatever we kind of come out with that season, we're always trying to think how could these 4 different product lines cohesively come together to make one big collection, but we kind of separate it out over time just so it's not overload for people.
I guess I'll start with the blanks collection. The biggest silhouette that we kind of created was the baggy sweat short. We wanted to build off of the baggy sweatpant hype that we created last season. And that's something we wanted to introduce.
Yeah, for blanks, we're not trying to do too much. It's kind of just refining what we have season after season, introducing new colors and just tweaking things to improve them. So whether that's I think we improved the quality of the fabric a lot more this season. It's a little bit heavier. It's at 480 GSM now. Signature is where we really get experimental. So we drop at least 50 new pieces for the signature collection. And 12 of those items were stuff that we've never had. So it'd be the flannels, the baggy denim, the mechanic shirt, a lot of more experimental stuff there.
Yeah, but a lot of different fabrics, like the flannel and the mechanic shirt. Those are fabrics we never used before. We're just experimenting a lot more when it comes to the signature line.
But yeah, blanks is where it's tried and tested. So you know what you're gonna get season after season. We're just introducing new colors, slight tweaks to the silhouette. Maybe 1 or 2 new silhouettes this season, and this season it was just the baggy sweat shorts. Well, the blanks collection is what most people know us for and what they keep coming back for over and over again. It's the foundational wardrobe pieces that you reach for every day. And for us, when we're designing the blanks collection, it's meant to be just that. So if you're gonna put on an outfit, it starts off with the simple blanks, the baggy sweatpants or a drop shoulder tee and a hoodie. And then the signature collection, that's our more louder statement pieces that you can use to elevate your fit further and just make it a little bit more louder or more of a statement overall. And then we have graphics for just a little bit more hype, and then I don't know, accessories.
Yeah, when you want to express yourself, you're kind of wearing more branded apparel. And then, as you kind of just said, accessories is the final layer, the final cherry on top for your outfit, whether it's throwing on a cap or a bag, just to add some utility to your look.
I guess, yeah, there's a lot. When we're making and designing these products, there's a lot of things that we do that never really make it to the marketing or hard to show in the assets and stuff that we put out on social media. I guess maybe you could talk a little bit about the stuff on the signature line, because I feel there's a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot of small branding elements that we kind of introduced to the spring summer line, signature line. Even something like this small metal clip tag, we're trying to incorporate that into a lot of the pieces that we have. There's small embroidery hits on the convertible cargo pant. We're trying new ways of embellishing, on the mechanic shirt, we have our felt applique on the chest. The buttons are now custom branded. So there's a lot of small technical details that we've kind of implemented.
And I feel this stuff takes a really long time where people don't even understand, sampling the buttons from start to finish, or even designing them and making them kind of look good, and then getting these samples. And then usually these samples are different suppliers. So one supplier is sending it to another supplier. So a lot of work goes into it, but I would say signature would contain a lot more of these little Easter eggs than any of the other product lines.
Well, with each season, we try to make small refinements to both the fit and the fabric. And I'd say like this spring, summer, it's the best version that we've had yet.
I agree.
We've also focused on the baggy silhouettes. That's something that we've been into lately. So we've have several iterations of the baggy sweatpant and then introduce our new baggy sweatshort.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't really talk about it, but like the entire vintage line, that's something new to the Blanks collection. We only released that last spring, summer, so it's just been a year. And I think within the year, that product line has actually seen drastic improvement because that whole mineral wash process to get that vintage worn in feel from like the first wear, that's not an easy thing to get right. And I think right now we've made huge strides for the vintage collection, and it's shown, and a lot of people are really into it. Another thing that we're really bad at explaining to people, we have like two different collections within the Blanks collection. We have the core blanks and the vintage blanks. So core blanks are like more structured, fleece interior, stuff that looks a lot more vibrant and new when you put it on. And the vintage blanks are more the worn in from day one kind of look and feel. They usually use a French terry fabric, so they drape a lot more. Anything else I'm kind of missing?
Yeah, like the biggest difference is the fabric itself. They're two completely different fabrics, two different treatments, both different feels and drape on the body. So I think you touched on all those points.
Yeah, and then the other thing I would kind of say about them is the vintage line has this like unique characteristic that it's just gonna look better over time as you wear it. So it's pre-washed, pre-shrunk, like it already has a little bit of character the first time you get it, but when you wear it and wash it more, it starts to fade a little bit more, and everyone's pieces look uniquely different. So even some of us here on the team, like if I'm wearing like a vintage burgundy and then John has like a vintage burgundy or you have another color, they're like all faded slightly different, which I think is a cool thing about that product line that, you know, not really many people know, or we don't do the best job marketing it.
I'm most proud of the signature line. You know, it's the most in-depth we've gone with fabric and fit. We finally nailed down denim. That's something that's always been a pain point for us, and we're finally proud of the denim that we're releasing this season. We've also experimented with patterns. The first time we have like a flannel.
I would even say the accessories took a huge leap this season. The leathers are a lot more premium. The items that we came out are a lot more intricate. For example, the utility bag, that's something that took a lot of like sampling and design ideation. It was something, the V1 was something that we all enjoyed using. Our photographer loved it, but we all had small tweaks to it. For example, you could only like wear it one way. So this new utility bag, we designed a lot differently and it kind of solves a lot of those problems. I'd say the accessories was a big one, but overall, yeah, I would say everything just really elevated. The signature line took huge leaps. Before we were kind of just considering graphic signature, but now we're like, no, the pieces have to be a lot more intricate and louder and statement pieces, new fabrics, new techniques and things like that. And I think that's the direction we're heading as a brand. We want to grow from everyone thinking that we're this blanks line. We want to flex our creativity. We want to put out pieces that are unique that, you know, people might not really think they would see from us, but eventually, hopefully, they know they can come to us for those type of pieces.
Yeah, I think what this spring summer season has taught us is that, you know, we can be more than just a blanks brand. Like we really went into the signature line, and with all that excitement and momentum, like we're really focusing in on that for fall winter. There's a lot of cool pieces that are in development right now, a lot of new fits, a lot of new fabrics, and we really want to take it to a whole nother level for fall winter.
Yeah, I'm even excited for the campaigns that we have planned to shoot. So I feel like the pieces are going to be one thing, but the campaigns that come along with it is really going to show the evolution of us as a brand. There are some like really banger pieces that are coming out too as well. I think outerwear is a big one. Like we've never really done outerwear as a brand. We've kind of thrown in a bomber jacket here and there, a varsity jacket here and there, but I think we have a really cool rendition of a puffer that we're working on. Well, it's pretty much done. Like that's gonna probably come out.
That's always a popular fabric, and we just want to, you know, perfect the fit and the look of that. So that's another piece that's kind of
I guess just like we just want to be a one-stop shop for you guys. So we want to make sure that if you're going to come shop ours, you can grab your basics from your wardrobe foundation pieces, your outerwear. Maybe one day do like boxers and shit like that, or undergarments, I don't know. But yeah, we're just continuously building the collections to kind of make sure that there is something in there for everybody. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. I hope that kind of gave you a little bit more insight into product behind ours and how we kind of come up with our ideas, or why we release things the way we release them. And hopefully we were able to kind of give you a little bit more tidbits about what makes our products a little bit more unique, which it's tough to kind of always put out in like a reel or like an Instagram post. And we wanted to try this long form content, especially with me and Ram, because we're the main people on the product, to kind of give you guys a lot more in-depth explanations of what we're doing.
I have no idea.
So I appreciate you doing that. Okay, thanks guys.